Hey guys, this is Derek from One River Tea. What I'm going to do in this video is a little different. I'm going to actually unpack some new teaware I got and kind of show you the new gaiwan, the new teacups, and stuff like that. But first, note on this background sound. There's music going on in my apartment complex. It's actually associated with a funeral. It's been going on since about 7 a.m. I wanted to shoot this video, but I didn't want to intrude on their very somber music and their rituals and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like if we appreciate it for what it is, and I tell you a little bit about it, we can appreciate it and not appropriate it. So, in this city in Jiangsu province in Yangzhou, the funeral rites here, especially in the older communities, are fairly traditional. What they'll do is they'll have set up a big tent after somebody dies in the apartment complex. This apartment complex has 28, 30 buildings in it, each with 20 rooms or something like that. So it's a lot of people. What they'll do is they'll set up a tent, hire a band, and just play these like very traditional like Chinese musics. They'll have banquets, they'll have feasts and operas, plays and stuff like that. Really what they're doing is they're creating a very big celebration. It's the feeling when you go there, it's an interesting mix between like this kind of like somber, like somebody is passing, but then also this celebration of life. And everyone kind of comes together and you get this interesting sense of the appreciation of mortality. And so I was very hesitant to shoot this video with this music playing because I don't want to intrude on it. I don't want to appropriate it into something else. But at the same time, it's going to go on for the next 3 days. They start at 7 a.m. right at dawn, and they'll just go most of the day. Then on the third day, what they'll do is they'll have the Buddhist prayers come with the Buddhist music and march right out of the apartment complex all the way to the funeral. So I have a lot of days with this music going on, so I might as well continue on with my own life as well. But I feel like as long as we make mention of it and we can appreciate it for what it is, we can listen to it and use it without appropriating it into something else. Okay, so getting into it. What I wanted to do is show off one teaware I got. I've had not a lot of good luck with my teaware recently. A lot of stuff breaking, not being very careful with it. But I went to a friend's tea house, her Jingdejian ceramic shop, and there's this one piece I've been looking at for a while, this full set, and it's just like I finally decided on it. So I'm very pleased with it. I want to show it off. It's called this Qianli Jiangshan, which is 1,000 miles of rivers and mountains, and it's an ode to an actual old landscape painting. This tea towel I have here is a replica of it. It's created by an artist called Ximeng Wang Ximeng, and he was 18 when he created this piece. It's a 11.9 meter long silk scroll, and that's 39 feet, and it's just one of like the marvels of Chinese landscape painting. He created it in the Song Dynasty around like I think it was 1119 or 13. So yeah, so 1113. In 1113, that's how you would say that. He finished it in 1113, and it's just been regarded as one of like the heights of Chinese like landscape painting, not only for its massive scale, it's one of the largest pieces ever done, but also for the technique. He pushed a lot of borders with it. He used greens, he used blues, he used just the color of the silk itself, and it's really beautiful. I'll load up some images here. The way you're supposed to look at it is just wandering through it, and you see there's these massive mountains and just huge landscapes. One of my favorite Chinese poets mentioned in a poem, in my favorite Chinese paintings, here and there, insignificant, small people. And it's amazing. A lot of his figurines in this painting kind of have their own roles. They're doing their own things, but it's very insignificant. Like when you really look at humans' place in the cosmos, and this gets into a lot of Chinese ideology, our place in the cosmos in this landscape is incredibly minuscule. We think of ourselves as such enormous creatures, but really, in the face of mountains, in the face of the changing seasons, and the ever-dying moon, what are we? We're as insignificant as the birds. And so it's really interesting, especially considering in the the 1200s, looking at China versus, Europe and stuff like that. Europe, as soon as they start getting into the medieval paintings and stuff like that, it's all about humans. Everything is about humanity and the person, the corporeal form of the human body. In China, it's just an afterthought. It's like the smallest detail in the painting. So I really, really love this painting, and as you can see, I have it on my tea towel. I'm really just astonished by it. And so, when I saw this piece in my friend's tea house, I had to buy it. So let's check it out. As you can see, it has the gaiwan, 4 cups, a gongbei, and a platter. So let's take it out and look. I love how specific the Chinese packaging can be. You know exactly what goes where. Anyways, okay. As you can see, this is a rather stylized version of the painting. There's less detail, there's no people in it. It's just a beautiful rendition of it, an ode to it, and not an exact copy of it. Thus, this TEAWARE is something unique in itself. So, as you can see, it has this nice blue coloring, blues and greens, a lot of empty space. I love the empty space characteristic of Chinese landscape paintings. It's just, you can tell as much with what you don't do as with what you do. It's the idea, silence sometimes speak louder than words. So the human mind is more powerful to imagine than it is to see and understand. And so if you just give the slightest illusion of something, then the mind will fill in the gaps. So we have the cups. The cups have these beautiful mountains, a small moon or sun. What's interesting, they have this lucky gourd shape kind of built into the mountains. I'll give a finer view of this here in a little bit. But as you can see, there's small koi fish in it, small details. You don't see any humans in this, but you do just see mountains. And it's just, the coloring of this is so fascinating. For a Chinese tea set, for the Chinese paintings and stuff like that, very rarely use color. It's a lot of times you get that ink and white colored paintings, but here the color is just so vibrant. And I imagine for that time back in the Song Dynasty in the 1100s, 1200s, it must have just been amazing. Another really cool thing about this pottery is, since it's from Jingdezhen, the quality is very high. It's slightly translucent. The clay is just a beautiful make. Yeah, I mean, look at the way it shines when you put the light through it. So as you can see, the cups are very, very well made, very light. Even the lid. So I'm very excited to check this teapot out, or check this tea set out, and I'll be using it in the next couple infusions. So thanks for letting me nerd out a bit, and I'll see you guys in the next session. Cheers.